Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to Felsbrunn Farm. We have a big day ahead of us today. First off, we need to convert our fence over to skinny wheels so we can fertilise our fields, spray them both and get that final stage of fertiliser that they need. And then we'll be doing a couple of quick contract jobs to raise the last little bit of cash that we need to finally expand our farm and buy a new plot of land. So let's go into customize. Let's change the wheels. I always end up going through the whole lot the wrong way, don't I? Let's fit a front loader attachment to our fence. I'll have to take a bit of cash out, but that's going to be very handy indeed. So we'll borrow 5. That might not be enough. Alright, let's borrow 10 grand. Back into the workshop. Fit that front loader. Let's take a look at some of the other wheel options as well. And I kind of like the idea of going with rear narrows. I don't think that's going to help us out, because the main wheels still stay small, or still stay chunky. So yeah, let's do that. So we'll customize. There we go. Now that we have a front loader attachment, we can actually mix and match who uses the front loader. It's not just going to be our T6 that we have to rely on. We can now kind of do that with this as well. There we go. So we still have plenty of spray left in the tank, as you can see. The crops, handily, as I got back to the farm last night, just started growing weeds. So before I turned in last night, I actually weeded my fields. We don't have to worry about weeding for this growth cycle now, which is great. We just need to spray them and let them grow. So you can see we're into stage 1 growth here on our soybean crop. There we go. And we need to start thinking about what jobs we're going to take on to give us the last little bit of cash that we need. We have got about 285,000 or so. We need probably about 25,000 to be able to buy the land that we want. So let's see if we can find a couple of decent jobs. There's a lot of weeding jobs actually. A large amount of weeding jobs. We haven't done any weeding jobs yet on other fields, so I think we can do a couple of those. Most of them all seem to be stage 1 weeds, which is kind of good. Let's check we're going in a straight line still. Yes, we are. Good stuff. So the question is, will those weeds still be available by the time we get done? Well, there's one way to guarantee that, and that is to hire a worker, and we'll go out weeding with the T6. Before I do anything else, I am going to quickly take care of the chickens. Give them a quick clean. See, our trees are starting to come along quite nicely. Long row all the way down there. Then we've got those couple of trees just over there as well. So is it 2 or 3 that we have over there? I think it's just 2. I sworn I planted 3. Okay, so there's 58 trees there between our 2 fields, if that's the case. That's a pretty nice, solid number of trees. Looking forward to when they're fully grown so that we can try chopping those down and making some good money from lumber. We can hopefully also, by that point, experiment with wood chips as well. There we go. So we'll drop the front loader off now that it can be used by either vehicle. We'll leave that just there. There we go. Let's convert the wheels over to skinnies. Even though technically we don't need to, because contracting does not require us to have crop protection wheels because there's no crop destruction on contracting. We're going to do it anyway. Yeah, there we go. Narrows. So we'll customize that. It does not make the tractor look smaller when you put the skinnies on. And we're going to go off and start doing a couple of weeding jobs. They're all paying quite low at the moment, which is a little disappointing. But hopefully, as the day progresses, we will actually start to see some slightly better paid jobs appear. We have got these baling jobs. Again, they're quite involved. I don't really want to spend too long on things like that. And I'm looking for jobs with a small weeder rather than this one here. You can see, actually, look at the lease costs on that. We did that job, we get maybe 650 euros if we leased the equipment. It hardly seems worth it, doesn't it? But if we take on jobs, we've got the smallest weeder, the 9-meter weeder. That's a 15-meter weeder, so that means that's going to be quite a big field, which means on our weeder it's going to take us a while to do. We're going to look for ones with smaller weeders, jobs like these ones here, so that we can turn these over a fair bit quicker. So let's start with this one. I think we'll accept that contract. There we go. One thing I do want to do with my sprayer is obviously make sure that it doesn't hit the trees. So when it gets to the end, we'll have to reposition it and then get it started on the next field, and then we don't have to worry about it. I suppose we could have just done this ourselves. It's not going to take us too long, but even so, I want to get that land. It's just looking there, right across the street from us. It's been almost taunting us, and we'll finally be able to get our hands on that piece of land. There we go. Right, so off we go to, what field are we going to? Field 16. Where is field 16? Oh, down by Railroad Silo West. That's the spud field. Yeah, we've been working on that one on and off quite a few times with spray jobs. We kind of called to do something a little bit different on that field. So let's make our way over to field 16. And by the time we get there, we should need to reposition our sprayer again so that we can do our second field, and then that can be sprayed while we're weeding away. I'll see you on field 16. Okay, here we are then, arriving at field 16. Oops, just clipped the pole there. So those potatoes that we had on here have obviously been harvested off. Something new has been planted, and we do have weeds on here. So let's get those cleaned off. Most of the fields actually do need weeding. I had a look at the mini-map earlier, and it's just a sea of pink everywhere. I'll show you what I mean. Look at that, it's just insane, this huge sea of pink everywhere. All these fields that need to be weeded. So hopefully there'll be no shortage of work. But if it's all little 2,000 euro jobs, it's going to take us a little while before we can kind of get on with things. It'd be nice for a couple of bigger paying jobs to pop up. I don't want to have to do 10 weeding jobs or more to be able to buy that field when we're so close. That would just be the ultimate torment. I mean, if worst comes to worst, and we don't get a decent selection of jobs, we can always go scavenging for some more logs. There's plenty of sites that we haven't even, thought of looking at yet, where we can find some wood and shove it in the back of a trailer, take that off to be sold. And that'll, while it'll take some time, will certainly bring in, some decent money, and also save wear and tear on equipment as well. Our weed is going to be absolutely trashed by the time we finish working today. So many fields that will need to be weeded. But I do want that field. We're going to need to plough it, which is quite handy because I want to look at expanding the field as well, so we can get that done at the same time. We can recut its borders. Add a little bit of extra width and height to the field, increase our land mass available, and obviously all that grass that's there, that's going to get ripped up as part of the ploughing process, although we could probably just cultivate over the top of that if we wanted to. I'm not sure if that field needs liming or not. That'll be interesting to see. Let's have a look. If we turn off ploughing, yes, it's going to need to be limed as well. So maybe I should have hung on to the lime spreader. Never mind. It's a bit late now. Mind you, a couple of days have gone past as well, so we would have paid 2 sets of overnight rentals for that. That's just, yeah, that's a bit pricey. At some point we're going to need to buy a lime spreader, I think, but it's just one of those expenses that we can't really justify right now. We'll stick to what we've got equipment wise, and when we need an extra little bit we'll just rent it out, as long as it's not too expensive. That or try and find some kind of workaround, or just make do until we've got enough money to buy one. But I'm going to carry on weeding away here. We'll get this contract knocked out. Our field on at the farm, field 2, is almost finished sprayed. So, we're good with crops. We just need to, as I say, earn some cash today so that we can pick up field 3 and the plot of land around it. So I'll see you in a moment. Well, that's a little frustrating. We ran out of spray before we could do that final little strip there. So we'll have to use up another pallet just for that little bit. Still, I mean, the spray will go into the seed, into the sprayer. We'll no doubt use it on a fertilizer job at some point. There is the one pallet we had left over. I can quite easily kind of just back up to this. There we go. Just keeping an eye to make sure we're actually taking the fertilizer pallet and not herbicide. Yep, there we go. All done. So seeing as I'm up here, I'm going to very quickly manually finish off this field, and we'll do it going across the field to try and minimise how much spray we waste on this section. And once that's done, we'll go back to the contract. I do love the fact that we can walk away from a contract for a bit, take care of what needs to be done, and then go back to it. That just makes things so much nicer when it comes to working our farm. Makes everything easier. No time pressure, no time constraints. Take as long to do it as we need to do it. And if something important crops up, we can deal with that without having to cancel the contract. Just makes everything better. Almost done. Another couple of passes like this and this field will be finished. we go. And as you can see, we've only used 47 litres so far doing this. So yeah, it's clunky and it's awkward, but it saves us a lot of fertilizer that we're not spraying away for no reason at all along the side of the field. There we go. Right, let's get this packed away and continue our weeding contract. Oh, this weeding job is certainly dragging on a bit. It's taking its time, and it's only a £2 payout, so I think we may possibly need to move away from weeding contracts just because they're not paying very well. And you know, I mean, if we want to make any money doing these, we have to kind of use our own equipment. If we start leasing equipment, you know, it's just going to eat into the payouts and make it that much slower to actually earn any cash. Still got all of this part of the field to go, as you can see. 9-meter weeder is fine for our own farm, but for contracting purposes, we ideally could do with something a little bit bigger. You know, the 12-meter or even the 15-meter weeder would certainly speed up our weeding jobs. So, not an ideal selection of equipment right now, but going forward, when we start to expand the equipment range that we own, weeding will become potentially a viable source of income for us when we need to do some contracting. Let's take a quick look and see what else is available. It's all still weeding, look. Got a couple of transfers. Oh, we've got some sowing jobs popping up. Again, they're pretty low paying at the moment. It doesn't matter, does it? It's a contract. It doesn't matter if we miss a thin strip like that. Yeah, we've got a couple of small seeding jobs popping up. Not ideal at the moment because, you know, if we use our own equipment, it's going to be expensive to do that. And these are low-paying seeding jobs. We've got to pay for the seed. Let's get those baling jobs. I'm starting to think they might be worth taking on. Yeah, these are all low-paying jobs. Look, even the other £2 weeding jobs have gone. There's one there. Look. But again, you know, taking on the lease on these bits of equipment, you know, massively reduces the payout so that we get paid less than £1,000 if we were to lease. I think we might do a little bit of scavenging and then see what the contract situation looks like in the second half of the day, from sort of midday onwards. Hopefully, you know, we'll get some growth on some of these fields. Or, you know, there'll be a transition to another stage and we can do some planting or some cultivating. Maybe even some fertilizing or harvesting. Let's have a look at the actual fields themselves, get a rough idea of the state that they're all in. I see that most of them are all in a growing state. And in terms of fertilizing, there's quite a few of them. You can see that we fertilized twice. Yeah, we'll have to just keep an eye on what pops up. You never know, we might get a really good long-term, yeah, or long-taking job that pays out really well, like a big ploughing job perhaps, or a big seeding job. So we'll definitely break away from weeding once this job is finished. We'll move over to doing some scavenging, and then readdress the contract situation again a little bit later. I do want to buy that land today if I can. I was hoping that, you know, by sort of early afternoon we would have ownership of that field and we could spend the afternoon ploughing and reshaping the field, getting it ready for work tomorrow, but that might not be possible now. We'll just have to see how our money generating goes today. Finally getting to the end of this field. As you can see, it's been another hour in game to get from where we were last to here. So yeah, weeding is definitely not a fast job for us at the moment. So any second now we're going to get that notification. There it is. We can finally move back to the farm and do something else. Let's just have another quick check. Oh, hello. We've got a £5 fertilizing job popped up. We'll take that. That'll help things out. So, a quick run back to the farm to drop off the weeder, pick up the sprayer. Where are we? Yeah, we need to nip through here, don't we? So we'll cut through this way along field 6. There's field 7. Didn't we spray field 7 yesterday? I think we did. Looks like we're going to be giving it another little dose of fertilizer. Ooh, traffic. That could have been bad. Wow, lots of weeds on field 9 there. Yeah, we sprayed for field 7 yesterday, I'm sure we did, but we'll put another application of fertilizer on there. That'll give us a really good chunk of cash and move us that little bit closer to purchasing our land. Maybe we'll be able to get it after all today. So, here we are on field 7, and I have added on the front loader forks just in case we start getting some more fertilizing jobs. There we go, so that we can then carry around another pallet of spray with us. This is the last of our spray, actually. We don't have any more liquid fertilizer back at the farm. That one pallet that we had left over, obviously, we stuck in to finish off field 2, so this 1900 litres or so is all that we have left. If we do get any more spray jobs, we are definitely going to have to go and buy some more. But hopefully, those jobs will pop in, because they are, as you've seen, an excellent way for us to make some money. So we'll carry on spraying for a bit. Let's see if we can take a look and see if any other jobs have popped in that will be quite useful. Not yet, but we have got some quick transport jobs that we could do as well. So, yeah, we have a few different ways of making a bit of cash, and we always have the fallback plan of going and doing a little bit of hunting for dead wood as well. So, I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit, and hopefully we'll be a little bit better off financially. Just about done with this spraying contract then. So this will put us, this will nearly double our money. This will put us on over 11 grand, maybe close to 12. There we go, contract finished. Let's complete that. There we go. Still nothing else at the moment, still just weeding jobs. But we do have these transporting jobs, so we'll jump over to those. Let's see, what have we got here? From the supermarket to Port Northwest. We'll take this one first, because then we can leave the sprayer at the store, and then we can go and collect that again when we need it, if any more spray jobs come up. Bit of a mishmash of odd jobs that we're taking on today. Just a little bit of everything. Whatever we can do to try and make money quickly is essentially what we're going to be doing. As I say, I really do want that piece of land today. If we have to end up waiting until tomorrow, then so be it. But it's always nice to get stuff out the way when we can. Make our way through the side streets until we get back to the store. And I'll see you when we're dropping off our cargo. approaching the drop-off point here at Port Northwest. Let's cut into this side entrance just here. And there's our delivery point. Excellent stuff. Contract complete. Still just a load of weeding jobs. So let's take the other transporting job. Have to transport items from carpentry. Okay, where is carpentry? So the yellow dot is by the store. Oh, it's right behind us, I think. Not too sure actually, no. I mean, we've got a yellow dot over by the store. That's our cedar. No, the yellow dot that I saw on the minimap, that's me. Ignore me. Where is carpentry? Oh, there it is. All the way over at Grain Elevator East. And then from there, we're going up the mountain to the hotel. That's quite a long drive, so I will see you when we get there. So this is a new pickup location for us. I don't think we've been here before. Go nice and smooth and easy there. What's going to be the quickest way for us to get out of here? Doubling back the way we came rather than following the road around is going to be quicker. So we'll make our way around to the hotel, drop this off, and hopefully we'll have some better paying jobs available once we've dropped this off. There we go, completed that contract, and a whole load of jobs have disappeared. Look, we have still got these 3 seeding jobs, but they're not very good. We've got these baling jobs, but we do have some fertilizing jobs that have popped up now. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, we'll take this one. So, we're going to need to go and get some more fertilizer, that's for sure. But finally, the good money jobs are starting to make an appearance. So, it looks as though we will be able to buy that land today, after all. Right, so we've done a border around the field and we're pretty low on spray, so we'll do a quick top up now. Actually, I don't need to close that down, do I? I just need to get close. There we go. We'll get most of this in. There'll be like a few, literally a few litres left in the pallet. There we go. And now we can crack on with getting this field done. And this is going to give us 8 grand, well, nearly 9 grand. So this will put us at nearly 20. We will need to do 1 or 2 more jobs, I think, just to make sure that we've definitely got enough. But having said that, I've also been thinking about maybe actually not getting the land for Field 3 and getting either Field 4 or 5 instead. Let's just scroll up and take a look. I'm wondering if maybe... Oh, we can't afford that bit of land, but maybe Field 5 down here, that's 277, we can afford that right now. And the reason I'm thinking this is because there is all that extra space over there. And we are going to work our way across each of these sections here, but I think part of the reason why this one's quite expensive is because we've got this area on the other side of the road here. which is a little bit pricey for, you know, a field that doesn't necessarily have a lot of space that we can extend it into. Field 5 might possibly be the better option. So once I've finished this job, I'll take all the money out that we can from our loan, and we'll have a look, see how much we've got, see how short we are at field 3, and then probably head over to field 5 and do a quick inspection run over there. And then if we can afford field 3, we can definitely afford field 5, and I think we've got enough to afford field 5 right now, as things stand, or at least when this job is done. So we might go for that field instead. Something a little bit smaller, but with more possibilities for expansion, more workable space. It depends how steep the slope is in that area and how much of that terrain we can actually do some work with. Coming to the end of this field here, you can see almost there on the progress bar, and a couple more fertilizer jobs are available. And there we go, job is finished. So, to save us driving all the way back to the farm, to then potentially come all the way back down here again to do more spraying, we're going to actually leave this tractor here. And we're going to jump over to the fence, and we'll go explore in the fence to do our sort of field comparison. Let's get the last of that fertilizer in the tank. There we go. Hook back up to our front loader. There we go. And we'll leave that just there for now. So let's go for a quick drive across the top and explore the two potential sites for us to expand into. One of these two bits of land will be ours very, very shortly. It's just a question of choosing the right one. As I say, I mean, the natural choice would be to go for field 3. Because it just naturally follows on and links up with the land that we already own, without leaving any gaps in between. But in terms of trying to maximize our income, this is field 3 here, so we have a little bit of space up here that we could expand into, as you can see, up towards the road. We could possibly take it a little bit further out this way, and then as we come down here, this is where the field kind of gets a bit, well, slopey, as you can see. So we couldn't really do much in the way of expansion at this side. And if we go around to the other side of the field, again, don't really have a lot of room. We're right at the edge of the waterfall. And then we've got those trees as well. So there isn't really space to do much in the way of expanding that field. It's a decent little size, but all we can really do is work this little bit here on the top by the road. That's about it. Now if we have a look around the corner at field 5, you can see there it is. It's quite a big chunk of land around here. We come down the side. That's field 4. And this is field 5. Ooh, wow. Big bump that we hit just there. That sent us flying. This is field 5. So, the ground is really bad over here. That's good to know, actually, so we know about future expansions. We can see how rough and lumpy some of these bits of terrain is around here. But yeah, over here, you haven't really got a lot of space on this side just here, but going around here, we do have all of this land going over towards the house that we could expand into. And that's quite a big area up towards the train line. We could bring that sort of up here like this, and then obviously we've got this slope here. We'd have to be wary of that. But we could come across this way. We could even come down a little bit. It's still not too rough until we get to about here. And then anything to our left is a bit iffy. and then expand in sort of that way, like that. That, I think, that might be the better option. It would be the cheaper option as well. It would certainly give us more land to work with. It would just be a more of an awkward shaped field to work going forward. So let's see, how much money do we actually have? Let's complete this contract. Let's pull all of our loan money out. See just how much we have available. $294, so we don't quite have enough to buy field 3, but we do have enough to buy field 1. Sorry, field 5. So it's that field there against this field here. And I think field 5 is probably the better choice in terms of acreage. I don't know, I just like the idea of owning that entire strip of land there. Ah, choices, choices. I would need an extra 10 grand. And there isn't really an easy 10 grand's worth of contracts available. Let's take a look at the field states as well. We know that obviously this is going to need weeding. We've just seen how badly that field needs weeding. It also needs ploughing. And it needs lime as well. So pretty much the same as field 3, just no weeds to deal with. And the weeds will get torn up when we do the ploughing anyway. Just trying to work out the size of the field. Looks as though it dips underneath, so we wouldn't necessarily be able to go straight lining across there either. I think just for the sake of convenience, we'll buy this field here. It would make me feel a little bit more comfortable just having that closer to home and having it linked in with our existing bit of land. So we need to come up with another sort of 9 grand, 10 grand or so. So we'll get this back to the farm. We'll take on another one of the... Oh, we've got a great demand at the sawmill. Is that for wood chips? Or is that for wood? I imagine it's for wood chips. Yeah, you can see the chip price is a great demand. I don't actually know what the real price is normally like, so I couldn't really say whether that's a great demand or not. But it's there. I suppose we could try and see if we can get any extra money from wood. We do have... oh no, the front loader's back at the farm, on the T6, isn't it? That's frustrating. I could do with a second set of front loader arms. I was thinking we could take a bit of wood over and see how it works. Well, let's go grab a trailer and see if we can just throw a couple of small pieces in and see if we get some decent money for the wood with a great demand. You know, see if everything is affected there, if it's just wood chips. I highly suspect it's just wood chips, but this gives us an opportunity to maybe do a little bit of experimenting. So let's grab this trailer. There we go. Now we're only going to be able to get the longer, thinner bits. The shorter, fatter logs are going to be too heavy for us to pick up. But we do have this little logging area over here, so we should be able to find a couple of branches that we can play about with very, very quickly indeed. There it is, there's our logging area. So if we park up, just looking to see if I can see any branches in there. I can't actually see any dead wood in here. That's a little frustrating. I haven't picked this area at all, so nothing there. What about over this side? Yep, there's one right in front of us, look. Can I pick this one up? Yes, I can. Okay. We need 1 or 2 more bits. That's going to be way too heavy. Yep. There's a piece. That one's in. Any more for any more? Another big bit that's too heavy. What about on this side of the road? Nope, let's move. Thought I saw one there for a second. It was just that shadow that I saw. Let's head down a little bit further. Oh, look at that, right next to us. I think I just knocked that one out, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Let's try that again. There we go. That's 2 bits in there. Plus that other piece. What about this one? That looks too heavy. Yeah, that's too heavy. And so will that be. Yeah. And that. Come on, give us some slightly easier bits of logs to move. There's quite a few big bits around here, look. I see a smaller, thinner one down here that we can lift. And there's another one. So we'll grab those 2 bits, we'll stick those in the trailer, and then that'll be enough, I think, just to see if we can actually get any more money on the wood. I know that one's not in properly, but we'll do that in a minute. Let's grab this one. I do love the fact that I can run with the wood like this and it won't go flying out of my hands. Definitely improved on the ability to carry things. Makes a big difference. There we go. So we've got a few bits of wood in the back of the trailer. Let's take these over to the sawmill. See how much we can get for them. And once we own the sawmill, we can actually start looking, or we own the land around Field 3, we can actually, we'll have ownership of the sawmill. We'll be able to just dump anywhere around there with whatever we want to dump. So we can start creating wood chip piles around the sawmill and even inside the sawmill that we can then just kind of scoop onto a conveyor system when it comes to time to sell. So it gives us the opportunity to actually start chipping. And given that we have a load of trees that are growing, and chipping could become a valuable way to make some money for us, that works out quite nicely. We won't have to worry about storing wood chips on our farmland where we haven't really got much space. We can actually store it at the site where we're going to be selling them, which should make things a bit easier. I wonder as well if there is a rail sell point for wood chips at the sawmill. Maybe we could store wood chips in a silo at a transfer point and then empty that trailer when we get to the sawmill by rail. And I can explore the back and have a look. 801 euros. So I don't think we really got any extra for the wood. 5 logs only gave us 800 euros. It's not a huge amount of money, but I do like the opportunity to actually store wood and wood chips around this area, which we'll be able to do as we own it. So this is definitely the parcel of land we're going to go for, the one around field 3. Let me just check. Is there a cell box up here on the tracks? I don't think there is. No, just these kind of loading platforms. Okay, so I need to come up with another sort of 8 grand to be able to pay for this. So another couple of spray jobs, I suppose, will be the order of the day. And then we'll purchase the land, and then we can start working that and transforming it into something good for us. And wouldn't you know, we have a great opportunity for a job just here. Let's take that contract on. I probably haven't got enough fertilizer to do it. Field 12, that's the biggest field, isn't it? I'll do what I can and then go and get some more spray. In fact, the cost of the spray means I might have to do another fertilizing job after this one as well. But yeah, we'll raise the cash that we need. We'll buy the land, and I think that'll be all we'll have time for today. Once we've bought the land, we'll work it tomorrow. By the time we've finished earning some cash, because I realise I'm going to need to be able to put, even just as a lease, I'm going to need to get an extra little bit of cash for a plough as well. Plus we need to lime the field, so I need to make sure I've got enough to lease the lime spreader and pay for the lime itself. So it's more than just one job that we need to do. We do need to do 2 or 3. Yeah, I'll crack on with doing some fertilizing, and I'll catch up with you in a little while. So I've taken on an extra couple of jobs, as you can see, just finishing this one off here on field 17. We're almost done with it. And I wanted to have just that little bit of surplus cash. A couple of reasons. One, we do still need that plough, so that we can carve up the land a little bit. There we go, contract finished. And also because I'm quite wary of the fact that we also need to lime the field once we've finished carving it. And we are going to be losing some money overnight, thanks to loan costs. So, oops. So it just makes sense for us to kind of try and get a little bit of extra cash available so we don't end up with a real struggle. We'll probably still have to do some work to pay that off tomorrow, unless our crops are fully grown. They have been growing throughout the day on normal plant growth, and by the time we wake up tomorrow, our soybean crop could be fully grown and ready for harvest, in which case we'll be starting off with the harvest tomorrow. We'll look at selling that to bring in some actual purchased equipment rather than just leased equipment, and really set around to working on field 3, getting that all carved and ready. But for now, we're just going to swing into the store and pick up a plough, and then we'll go and purchase the land that we need as well. So let's buy ourselves a plough. This is going to be the best one for us. 14,000. Oh, that's actually a bit more expensive than I thought. We can't afford to buy the plough, so we'll lease the plough. Let's have a look. How much is it going to cost me overnight? I need an extra 140. Yeah, okay. So we'll lease the plough. There we go. Raise the forks up. You can actually see the tips of our forks have had all the paint scraped off because we've used our forks a lot. I think maybe it's just a cosmetic thing for the forks. I can't see how that would maybe inhibit performance of those. I think it's just literally a wear and tear cosmetic thing for the forks themselves, but you never know. Could be something strange perhaps. Nope. Just have to drive like that, I suppose. Kind of see where we're going a little bit. But after all the hard work and the multiple harvests and all the contracts that we've carried out, we've finally raised enough cash to be able to expand our farm and buy that new piece of land. Really is quite a good achievement, I think. So we'll get back to the farmhouse. We'll jump onto the laptop and transmit the funds to the land registry office and take ownership of field 3 and the land around it. And then in the morning, whether, you know, assuming we don't have to worry about harvest straight away, we can get straight on to ploughing up that ground and maybe just widening the field a little bit, getting a little bit closer to the road. As we had that little inspection earlier, we could see, there goes a sign, and another one. Whoops. Wow, it's suddenly getting dark, isn't it? It's getting very dark very quickly. Yeah, we'll look at expanding the field towards the road a little bit, just to give us a little bit more planting work. And we can also hang on to this plough, even though it'll be on lease, until we're finished with it completely, because we can look at maybe trimming a little bit of extra ground on the edge of field 1, which we can do after the harvest, and also, hopefully, if the trees grow, we can look at cutting those trees down and then plough fields 1 and 2 together. And that'll give us just 2 fields in total to work, but a lot more workable land in total. It means we'll be able to start bringing in some really big harvests and get some really good crop going. Been a bit of slog to get to this point. We're what, 16 episodes in? I think it's 16. And we've been scratching out a living, doing a lot of contracting jobs, mainly spraying jobs, because that seems to be the best way with contracts to actually make money, is to just hook up a sprayer and just go off and spray a load of surrounding fields. It's the fastest way to make money. It's certainly faster than harvesting, although the harvesting does give us crop left over depending on the job and the size of the job and what the crop is as well. So that has its own sort of benefits, you know, especially if we're looking for stuff we want to put into stock. Like, for example, if we took on a wheat or barley harvest and we had some left over, we could stick that in the silo and that would be chicken feed for however long we need it. Look at the size of these trees. Yes, they are definitely growing. Hopefully they'll grow more overnight. We'll be able to think about chopping these down soon. Still got another stage or 2 worth of growth, I think. I think 2 more stages of growth before they're ready to be chopped. But they'll be worth some nice cash. It's kind of cool driving between these as they're growing up like this. Be almost a shame to get rid of them. They do make quite a nice little scenic addition to the farm, but we do need the space. We do need the land, so they will get chopped. Let's park the plough up just here, I think, in this spot here. Look at that sunset. That sort of red glow over the hill there. That's pretty awesome. There we go. And let's pop into the house and make the land purchase that we've been waiting for so long. I wish we had... Do we have working lights in here? I don't think we do. No, we don't have working lights in here. It's so lacking, you know, in features. No working doors, no working lights. Really, Giants. Right. It's a minor grumble, but you know, we've been spoilt with really good quality mods. So there we go. We now own the land around Field 3 and around the sawmill. Actually, we still don't necessarily own the sawmill itself, look. So maybe we can't tip in here, but we can certainly tip piles around the edge here. And we can actually use this land here now for forestry going forwards. We've got a long strip of grass along here that we can plant trees on. So once these ones here are cut between fields 1 and 2, we can then obviously, as I say, plough these fields together, use that land, and then put trees along here. And again, they're still really close to the sawmill. That's going to work out really, really well for us. So we'll get the rest of this equipment kind of cleaned, packed away for the night. Where is my fend? Where did I leave it? Over at the sawmill. We'll get all this stuff locked away. And then tomorrow... oh, excuse me. The sneeze caught me unawares. Tomorrow we will be working our brand new field. Getting it resculpted, reshaped, ploughed, and potentially getting it limed as well, ready for planting. Plus, we may well have a harvest to deal with as well. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more Felsbrunn Farm very soon.